you're a person that truly thinks that you are a person that can understand anime of, again, quote, higher caliber, but then you're simultaneously unable to see the complexities in Dragon Ball, that's the most hypocritical thing I've ever seen. If you've been a TSO member since day one, you know there's been a King of Kings for a long time. A video that could never be defeated, a video that could never fall from the #1 spot, and it doesn't even have to do a thing with anime. Until today, with the new wave, the new audience, as well as just pure greatness, a new tribal chief has appeared. Undisputed #1 video in the TSO Sage universe is now Nobody Understands Son Goku. It is the #1 most popular video, unironically surpassing it on April Fools. So seriously, thank you all for the new support. It means a lot. This is clearly a different audience from back then, but that's besides the point. Thank you all for the support. Thank you guys for subscribing, liking the videos, and therefore seeing that video in your algorithm. So in celebration of the new tribal chief, in celebration of Son Goku, rest in peace Toriyama, today I'm going to react to a video that talks about the complexities of Son Goku, because for some reason, despite that video on this channel, some of you guys will comment on this channel that Goku is a very simple character, and it's just not true.
Again, talking about Dragon Ball. I've already told you before that I grew up a huge Dragon Ball fan, so much so that I don't even remember like the very first time I witnessed Dragon Ball. As early as I can remember, Goku was already my anime dad. But with that came me for a little while also being what I would call a insufferable Dragon Ball fan. I won't get too much into the details and stories in this video. You know the basics. I was in constant argument.
How many of you are like these? How many of you are can he beat Goku's? How many of you are a Krillin solos your versus? How many of y'all are those, man? I'm not gonna lie. I never was on that type of timing unless someone wanted to go there. Now I'm not gonna lie. And it could be true that Superman beats Goku for all I care. If a super pal pulls up on me, oh, I'm talking my all day. Let me be clear. If someone just pulls up and starts it, you better finish it.
Arguments with strangers on the internet about how actually my anime dad could like totally beat up your anime dad. For a while, this was like the only anime series I watched. I was a Dragon Ball watcher only. But with this degeneracy comes a little bit of a perk. I've seen this series so many times in all its iterations. I've read the manga, which is crazy because, you know, Dragon Ball fans, we don't read. You know, I'm not your average Dragon Ball fan. I'm a little bit above, just a little bit above. But with seeing it so many times, I feel like I pick up on little details and have different takes on certain things. While we wait for the long-awaited backgrounds anime video, I want to talk about a take I have on this speech. But not only the speech itself, but Goku's character, and how I think Goku has character development, and this speech is one of the many climactic moments for his character. Now, upon saying that, I can already feel some of you just...
Yeah, so that speech is like the first time that Goku cuts a WWE kind of promo to let you know that he's had character development. It's like the most spoon-fed version, but as I said in my original Goku video, and as I've said millions of times on this channel, I don't like this notion that an anime character isn't complex or isn't having development if they don't just straight up tell you. If you watch the series in its entirety, Goku is clearly a character who is developing time in and time out, let alone is his flaws always highlighted as well.
Running to the comments, seething in anger, ready to tell me that I'm a hack, and Goku has no character. My only character that gets development is Vegeta. But hey, no, you have to calm down. Just hear me out. Let me cook. Let me cook.
Okay, let him cook.
As time went on, anime became more localized and popular. More people saw more anime. I would say that the outlook of Dragon Ball went through a little bit of some flanderization. Like things that back then we would like joke around about, like, oh, haha, Goku's a bad dad, or oh, haha, Dragon Ball is just big, buff, punchy guys screaming a lot. That became like people's actual opinions on this series. That it doesn't really have a lot of depth, and especially when it comes to character development.
It's sad that that happened. Personally, I've always found it ironic that simpler anime gets slandered when it's telling a story. And if Dragon Ball is going to be a simpler anime, that's fine. But it's the idea that somebody who will watch a series like Death Note, who will watch a series like Code Geass, who will watch a series like One Piece, whatever you think is peak character development, peak storytelling, right? And you tell me that not only is Dragon Ball a simple anime, but an anime that doesn't even have a story. If you're a person that truly thinks that you are a person that can understand anime of, again, quote, higher caliber, but then you're simultaneously unable to see the complexities in Dragon Ball. That's the most hypocritical thing I've ever seen.
Especially when it comes to Goku. Lots of people think that Goku is this very static character with not a lot of depth or development to him. I've heard other Dragon Ball fans be a little more charitable and try to be like, oh, well, that's because he's the flat character arc, and
I'm glad he has the definition on the scene. Flat character is the type of character in fiction that does not change too much from the start of the narrative to its end. Flat character is often said not to have any emotional depth. Here's the thing. I go back and forth with if I believe he's a flat character myself. But even if Goku is, flat characters are like some of the hardest characters to write. Flat characters, in my personal opinion, are some of the hardest characters to really hit home on, but they also have the highest upside of any kind of character. If you can make a flat character so important, so crucial, so influential to their universe that they not only drive the plot despite being the exact same, but as well as influence others while also simultaneously always being the exact same, and that other smarter or dumber person knows what they're going to do in every given situation, that's hell of impressive, and that's hella more exciting than somebody who just has mood swings, that somebody's just emo as hell. It's a very impressive thing to pull off to make a good flat character. So even if he must be a flat character, I don't take this as slander at all.
But I disagree with that interpretation as well. My goal with this video is to show you that Goku does have character development, with one of the biggest moments being this speech. And he does have more development past that, but I'm only going to talk up to this moment.
And last thing, I'm gonna stop pausing him, I'm gonna let him cook. The development past that, I wouldn't have cut this out. I'm not gonna lie. Goku's search for a successor and Goku's path to power are two very good stories as well. And they actually fit the thematics of Dragon Ball perhaps even more than the themes earlier on. But the lessons Goku goes through prior to this speech and during this speech, they are fantastic as well. I see why he stopped here, but I would have told you the whole shebang.
Funimation, like OG version of it, you know, Hope of the Universe and all that. And I loved it, bro. My shit was bricked up watching this. At that time, my anime analysis Sharingan hadn't awakened yet in my head. It wasn't so far up my own ass just yet. So to me, it was just a super cool, heroic, badass speech. As I got older and understood Goku as a character more, I can truthfully say that I hate this version of the speech. And I've had debates with other Dragon Ball fans about which of these speeches is better, because, you know, Dragon Ball fans, we've only seen one anime, so of course that's all we debate about. But every time we have that debate, the debate is always, oh, which speech sounds cooler, which one has more heroic and cool badass lines, but never which speech encompasses Goku's character more. Because, Goku's just a heroic hero guy, and this is just his heroic hero speech. It's always, can they beat Goku, but never, how is Goku?
Damn,
the reason
man.
I don't like this old version of the speech is because not only does it butcher Goku's original character, but it also butchers what is supposed to be a giant payoff to Goku's character development. But before we can jump into the main parts of the arc, we have to do a little background on who Goku is exactly, as it's kind of important to understand how we get to this arc. So hop in my time machine and let's talk about some history of Goku. Goku is a very pure-hearted character, not in the sense that he's like very righteous, but more that he's naive, he's innocent. He's a country bumpkin who grew up in the woods. So when he does questionable things like how he checks if you're a boy or a girl, while that's a big no-no,
he's a perv, oh my god, cancel Goku.
It's not out of like malicious or mischievous intent, just out of curiosity and really understanding social cues and like what's right from wrong. And at the start of the series, Goku doesn't really have any like purpose or goals. He's really content with just living in the mountains for the rest of his life. I mean, that's kind of all he knows. But it's through meeting Bulma that he begins his mystical adventure. And through this adventure, he sees the world, he meets new friends and enemies as well. And through this, he develops his own agency. That's why when the adventure ends, instead of just following along like he was with Bulma, he instead decides that he wants to go train with Master Roshi so that he can grow stronger. Now, Goku has a purpose. And it's through Master Roshi's training and lessons that not only does he gain strength, but he also adopts the Turtle Hermit way. Work hard, study well, and eat and sleep plenty.
type shit.
But the most important lesson he learns is after his fight with Jackie Chun, aka Master
Such
Roshi,
a
which is
such a peak
humility,
fight.
that there will always be someone stronger than you, and you should always strive to improve yourself. Another big thing that changes is Goku's morals. At the start of the series, Goku doesn't exactly have the best moral compass. There are many moments in Dragon
That boy is a killer. This little tot right here, oh my God, he don't care. He'll punch her eye out. Oh, jeez. Who's next? Like, he literally just did not know better and did not care. Now, over time, he obviously learns these things, but
Ball where the concept of death will come up, or Goku will kill somebody, and he won't even blink an eye.
Nope.
Because his conception of death isn't exactly developed. So when we see this literal child, just go
swept
to the
through the
Red
Red
Ribbon
Ribbon.
Army and there's never a moment where he questions what he did, or like the blood on his little 12-year-old hands. Again, because he doesn't really understand death, but I think that begins to change after a specific event, which of course is the very heavy moment where Goku sees Krillin dead. This is the very first time he's
this scene is so crazy, bro. Oh, man.
ever seen someone he's really close to, someone he'd call a friend, just gone. Which puts Goku in this rage that we've never really seen before. So much so that he doesn't listen to Master Roshi when he tells him not to leave, but he also goes against the Turtle Hermit way of working hard, and instead, to get stronger, he uses a shortcut. And while yes, once again, he does kill a person, he does it more out of rage and revenge. He clearly states that it's to avenge his fallen friends, which would make sense if this is your very first time dealing with the concept of death in a very real way. I think you would do something like that. But after the training on Kami's lookout, he returns as an older man.
That was a good point. I didn't even think about him not embracing the Turtle Hermit way and just trying to speedrun it. That's actually a good point.
His morality and character has changed quite a bit. He fights the spawn of the Demon King Piccolo, and after defeating him, he doesn't kill him for a couple reasons. One, he wanted to win the tournament, and you can't win the tournament if you kill somebody. And two, he knew that if he killed him, Kami would die, and thus the Dragon Balls would disappear.
I hate Super for one reason and one reason only. Well, many reasons. Let me take that back. But if it had to be for one reason, it would be this one. Goku is not an idiot. I don't know what happened. Maybe production messed with it, but either way, at the end of the day, the product, Goku is not dumb. He never was dumb. He is actually insanely like cunning in Z. He's cunning in Dragon Ball. He's cunning in this moment. It's just cunning and clever, synonymous, whatever. The point is, bro, he is so painfully stupid later on. And it just, Now, do I think that he's as dumb as a lot of people play him up to be? Again, still no. Funny enough, I think Goku has a clear case of like duality, if that's the word I want to use. 1 minute, he is just so laid back. He's just doing some of the dumbest stuff of Super Goku. Let me be very clear. And then there's sometimes, like in that conversation with Frieza in Hell, Goku just outsmarts Frieza. Whether you want to admit it or not, he just straight up outsmarts Frieza. And the only way his plan didn't work was because of Whis bringing Frieza back to life. But Goku saying, no, the regular Dragon Balls will do fine. Actually, they won't. The regular Dragon Balls won't bring you back to life. You should have called Goku's bluff and said, bet I get to use the Super Dragon Balls. Now you're cooked, buddy. But Whis messed that up for him. Either way, he's so dumb in Super. It's like, I will always concede that he's dumber. I don't think he's as dumb as you think, but I do concede he is definitely dumber. It's annoying.
And finally, and probably the most important, is a little bit more selfish, is the idea that Goku didn't want to kill Piccolo. One, because he saw him as a very strong rival. In Goku's mind, he came with the solution that he doesn't have to kill Piccolo, because if Piccolo ever tries to do anything again, he can always train, become stronger, and beat him if he needs to. I don't think this Goku would have done what he did to the Red Ribbon Army as a kid. Now already, you're seeing a change in Goku's
For the most part, no.
So now let us get into the Saiyan Saga, where Goku will go through his character development arc of not just his morality, but his acceptance of his Saiyan heritage.
Here we go.
When Raditz arrives and tells Goku what Saiyans are and that he is one of them, Goku completely denies it. He is an Earthling. He is Son Goku, completely denying his Saiyan heritage. And when Goku and Piccolo actually fight Raditz, there's a point where Goku and Piccolo could have easily defeated him when Goku grabbed his tail.
Yep.
But then Raditz appeals to Goku's morality, to his mercifulness, and it works. Goku clearly doesn't want to kill somebody. He'd rather just defeat them and have them leave. And thus the only way to defeat Raditz was for Goku to completely sacrifice himself. And while this does kill Raditz, notice that it's not Goku who's doing the killing. It's not by his hand exactly, it's by Piccolo. Then when Goku returns from the other world and he fights Nappa, he doesn't kill Nappa, he simply immobilizes him. And it's Vegeta who does the killing. Goku is clearly shocked by this. And real quick, I just want to point out that so far, all that Goku has seen about what being a Saiyan and Saiyan heritage is all
merciless
really
killing.
bad things that go completely against everything he's learned as an Earthling.
Yeah. So the battle of nature versus nurture for Goku is like something that, again, should have been picked up easily, but, you know, people just have to get their shit off about Goku. But the reason why Goku rejects this, as he illustrates, is to Goku, Saiyans are evil. It's not only just something that, like, Goku doesn't, you know, believe in, but it's the complete exact opposite. Here's Goku taking it easy on villains. Here's Goku not killing people the second he's grown up and realized that, hey, killing's bad. But then in contrast, you have a bunch of Saiyans that are just literally saying, hey, yo, we wipe out planets. In fact, you were supposed to wipe out this. In fact, why didn't you wipe out this planet? Yo, are you okay? Did you hit your head or something? No, they didn't know. The answer was, yeah. But that's besides the point. They come down, they kidnap his son, they kill him. Then Nappa touches down, kills like 3 or 4 of his best friends. I don't know how I'm that. So at that point, he just detests it. He just acts like he has nothing to do with it. He just didn't believe in Saiyans being good people in any way, shape, or form.
It makes a lot of sense that Goku would have this change of morality. I mean, if you think about it, he let Piccolo go because he wanted a good rival, and then Piccolo ended up not only being a good person and a friend, but someone who would protect Goku's son.
Correct.
So in Goku's mind, I think it makes a lot of sense that you don't have to kill someone. You can let them go and maybe they'll change, or you could always beat them later if you need to. But it's during the fight with Vegeta that Goku begins to feel something that he felt with Piccolo, but kind of understand where it's coming from a little more. Goku, despite the odds that are clearly stacked against him with Vegeta, he can't help but feel this excitement during the fight. This, of course, is Goku's Saiyan blood. But the biggest showing of this is as Krillin is right about to kill Vegeta for good, Goku asks him not to. Now, in the original Dragon Ball Z dub, many things were changed to fit what they thought an American audience would enjoy. From the music,
Superman. There's a reason why a lot of people have come out and tried to push the Kai agenda versus the Z agenda. For Kai, for the most part, they stick to the original manga for a reason. Z the original Z, while fantastic music, kinda makes Goku a dun 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 dun, tra-la-la-la-la, Captain Underpants, Superman-ass character, bro. They just do. That's not who Goku is.
music where they added the iconic Bruce Faulkner OST, which never stopped because they thought if they were to have the music be silent, that would take away the attention span. I guess back then.
I got like the video on that one because I got hot take. I ain't gonna lie. As iconic as Bruce is and as good as Bruce is, look, I ain't gonna lie, OG Dragon Ball Z. There's one problem I have with the original Dragon Ball. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes the music is just there. I'm not saying this scene in any way, shape, or form is bad. Let me be crystal clear. You know that Super Saiyan 2 Gohan theme? The dun 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 iconic peak. However, during that scene, it goes from that to some random Cirque du Soleil music with the Cell Juniors, back to that, then it switches again, then back to that. And it's kind of like, what the f is going on? You could have either just stick with the dun 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 dun, or even this, and this is what Dragon Ball Z just didn't get at the time. Just shut up. Just silence.
Then music was the Subway Surfers of today. Hey, you paying attention? Watch the video. subscribe.
Yeah, type shit.
All the way to changing the script. And this completely butchered who Goku really is. In this version of the dub, Goku is a lot more of a righteous hero. In the most simplest terms, he's a Japanese anime Superman.
Yup.
And this isn't anything new I'm bringing up, it misses the point of Goku's character arc. In this version, Goku asks Krillin not to kill Vegeta because maybe he'll become good someday, like Piccolo. And while that does go in line with Goku being more merciful as of this point, what it doesn't do is continue the character arc of Goku accepting his Saiyan heritage. In fact, in the manga and the Japanese dub, and of course Kai,
literally apologizes.
it's Krillin who brings up this idea of he's not gonna change like Piccolo. Goku doesn't even acknowledge that. Goku says the idea of killing Vegeta, he sees it as a waste. He felt
Yup. Goku literally acknowledges that Krillin's right. Goku literally acknowledges that he's not the same as Piccolo. And Goku literally acknowledges we probably really should kill him, but I am being selfish. I don't know what it was. I just felt so excited about the fight, and I see him as a rival. Please, selfishly, do not kill him. That's it.
Felt something he couldn't really explain. He wanted to let Vegeta go so he can fight him again to prove to himself that he can beat him with his own ability.
Yup.
And then, this is the most important line, again, slowly building up Goku and accepting his Saiyan heritage. He says that deep down, when he sees someone powerful, it gets him excited. And that maybe it's because he's a Saiyan too. Clearly,
let
we have
him cook.
Growth from when Goku didn't want to accept his Saiyan heritage. Now he's starting to understand it. After this is when, of course, Goku takes a spaceship with the gravity training that he does on his way to Namek. When Goku arrives on Namek, he easily defeats the likes of Burter and Raccoon.
Abusing
Goku even clearly
Zenkai.
admits that he's a Saiyan from Earth, but he follows that with, or so I'm told. So Goku has completely accepted the title and that he is a Saiyan, but more in the idea of like, well, you know, a fact is a fact. You can't really deny that you are what you are.
Right.
But there's a difference between being a Saiyan and actually coming to terms with what that means.
Yep.
Which is where I think Goku is right now. And that shows by when he does defeat these two, he doesn't kill them. He gives them mercy and just leaves them defeated. Even though Vegeta scolds him about it, and then when Vegeta kills them, Goku scolds him and points out that they were already defeated. There was no point to do that. The next big moment is upon Vegeta's death. He pleads to Goku to kill Frieza so that he dies by a Saiyan's hands.
Yep.
And that if he'd simply let go of mercy and harden his heart, he'd become a Super Saiyan. Goku rejects doing this, as again, though he's accepted the title of Saiyan, he doesn't accept what being a Saiyan means, or at least he doesn't understand what being a Saiyan means to him. He says that he could never act as cold-blooded as Vegeta, clearly showing that to Goku right now, being a Saiyan means being merciless like Vegeta. Which it makes sense. Again, up until this point, all that Goku has seen of what being a Saiyan means is just being merciless, which completely clashes with who Goku is and who he became coming from Earth. Goku is a pure-hearted, merciful human, and in his mind, to be a Saiyan, to be Kakarot, means to be merciless. And if you want more evidence that they're clearly trying to convey an arc here, the filler even adds this whole moment where Goku has this really weird vision where he like sees Vegeta naked for some reason, and Vegeta and his dad
why does he see Vegeta naked?
And Bardock tell him about, you know, you have to accept your Saiyan heritage and things like that. As Goku buries Vegeta, he brings up Vegeta
like he's never seen him naked.
He plans to use some of it for this fight. And then of course we have the big moment. Parallel to Dragon Ball, it's Krillin dying that causes Goku to go into a great rage. But it's this time that he awakens the legend. And then he gives the speech. I am a Saiyan who came here all the way from Earth to defeat you. A warrior from legend, possessing a serene heart and awakened by rage. I am Son Goku, the Super Saiyan. It's through the rage of seeing his best friend die, he comes to terms with something.
Look at my glorious king.
In bold letters, he states that he is the Super Saiyan. Now obviously, there's a pretty clear arc here. Goku started with completely denying his Saiyan heritage to in the middle kind of questioning it to all the way now where he proudly states that he is the Super Saiyan. This is why I prefer the Kai version of this speech.
Oh
Not
yeah,
only because it's accurate,
definitely.
but because it's a payoff to Goku's character development. While the OG version is deeply nostalgic and always gives me a little chuckle when Sean Shemmel says, you didn't say please! No hate towards Sean Shemmel, man. I love that guy. I met him at a con once. He was really cool. This OG speech treats it as just that. A speech that a typical hero makes about being truth and good and righteous versus what it's actually supposed to be. A big character development moment. And that line of ally to good, nightmare to you. Yeah. It's a cool line, but that line replacing the I am the Super Saiyan Son Goku completely erases the payoff. I've noticed in the more recent years a lot of divide between how Dragon Ball fans like to see Goku. Some of them enjoying the more original Goku, a little more selfish, and they kind of paint him as like this selfish sociopath in that sense. But truthfully, Goku isn't a selfish sociopath, nor is he a righteous hero. The real Goku is more in the middle of these two.
It's the entire point.
Is Goku coming to terms
I am a Saiyan
with
raised
what
on
being
Earth.
a Saiyan means to him and who he is on a fundamental level. And it's through this arc and this speech where he finds that middle. And he shows it during this fight. One of the questionable things Goku does during Frieza's fight is he lets him power up to 100%. But if you're following this arc, this makes a lot of sense. This is Goku's Saiyan pride, but now it's just out in the open. And after he demolishes Frieza, he lets Frieza go because he's bored of the fight. He sees Frieza as no match for him anymore. This is pretty similar to how he let Piccolo go because, oh, well, he could always beat him later if he has to. And then when Frieza tries to kill him again but ends up cutting himself, Goku once again gives mercy to Frieza. Something a typical Saiyan wouldn't do. But
yeah, here's the thing. I actually disagree with how he interpreted that. The first time Goku takes mercy on Frieza, it's in a Saiyan-like way, where he's not as cold-blooded as Vegeta to just straight up finish him off. So fair enough, I see where he's coming from there. But I take that as more so of the Saiyan nature, because you're not worthy of fighting me. He literally, he doesn't take mercy on Frieza. He kind of pities Frieza at that point in time. He's like, yeah, I'm bored. You're really shit, bro. And I want you to suffer that way. It's like he's like 20% Goku, 80% Kakarot to me in that scene. This scene, however, you could argue the complete inverse because he's thinking about it. He literally sits there and thinks about offing Frieza. I would say this is 80% Goku, 20% Kakarot, because as you can see here, I don't even need to explain. He obviously shows Frieza some mercy here. And then we have the scene that comes up afterwards where it literally shows the duality down the middle, as he said, where, hey, he understands that some people, unfortunately, are gonna have to die. But at the same time, when you panel up, that face of remorse all day, every day.
Despite Goku accepting his Saiyan heritage, what being a Saiyan means to him is different. But when Frieza, much like Raditz from before, still doesn't change and giving him mercy backfires on Goku, Goku is left with no choice but to kill Frieza. And I say kill because, yeah, he didn't end up killing Frieza. Frieza survived and then went to Earth. But Goku did have the intent to kill. In fact, afterwards, when Trunks arrives, and he even says that, yeah, Goku in his timeline killed Frieza. In Goku's mind, he killed Frieza with his own hand. Now, a lot of iterations where Goku, after killing Frieza, he makes this face, which is a lot more serious, but in the manga, he makes this face, which is somewhere in between of he's still serious, but almost a tragic sense. Goku isn't happy that he had to do what he had to do, but regardless, he had to do it because.
And this is one of the things that I wanted to talk about later in Super that gets paid off. Goku always preferred Frieza to be a rival. When he fights Frieza, Goku's having fun. The same way he's illustrated it and directly said it in the Saiyan Saga when he asked Krillin not to kill bro. Goku was having fun against Frieza. Scared shit, but having fun. You know that's Goku, bro. I don't even need to explain that he was having fun. But yeah, like Frieza was like easily the toughest task he's ever had, and he's had to awaken a power that's literally legendary to defeat this guy. There's clearly emphasis that Goku didn't want to kill Frieza, and in fact, if he's a rival too, that's fine with me. But unfortunately, Frieza's Frieza, so he had to put him down. But then when you see in Super, the dialogue that they have speaks for itself. They feed off of each other as rivals.
That's who Goku is now. And that's what this speech was all about. Goku was struggling with these clashing ideas of being a merciful human and being a merciless Saiyan, and he found the middle of these. What being a Saiyan means to him and who he is, which is a Saiyan who will give mercy, let his opponents live, but if he absolutely needs to, will kill them. Goku is a merciful Saiyan, but now that mercy isn't absolute anymore. This isn't just some heroic speech. This isn't just a heroic line. It's a culmination of everything Goku has learned. I am a Saiyan
who came all the way from Earth for the sole purpose of
Type
beating
shit.
you.
I am a Saiyan, accepting his Saiyan heritage, who came all the way from Earth, being from Earth and learning what he learned on Earth. He is merciful. And the idea of coming all the way there to just defeat you is the turtle hermit way, of always searching for stronger opponents. A warrior from legend.
Heard of in legends, pure of heart and awakened by fury. That's what I am.
Though Goku is pure-hearted, as we've established, he was awakened by the loss of his friend. This speech is Goku accepting his Saiyan heritage without losing himself in the process, without losing his pure-hearted nature. It is Goku understanding who he really is.
Yes, sir. I wanted to say this as well. He didn't go past this saga, and I know that's probably the gotcha in this comment section. After this speech has character development. That's the thing that he doesn't touch on, and that I will gladly do. I'm not going to give you guys the longest segment. This is obviously a longer video, but Goku goes through the following. Search for a successor. Learns how to just be a better dad. Just straight up. Learns how to understand people. Learns the path to power. There's several other lessons that Goku goes through time in and time out. Hell, Goku even learns when it's time to just straight up kill people. I know that's something that's kind of like, wait, he kind of already learned that with Frieza. Not really. Like, he did it once. I don't think he learned that, but over time, yeah, Goku, nowadays, if you really pay attention, Goku don't mind killing no random NPC fodder who's just scum up just because they're scum. Goku, pack your ass the fuck up. So it is what it is, bro. But I think in regards to the nature versus nurture thing, the best part about it is, and this is why I think the movie is so good, and it's unfortunate that the arc was so bad. In Battle of Gods, there's a payoff for that as well. The idea of 6 good-hearted Saiyans, or 7, however many Saiyans it was, the idea of righteous Saiyans existing to Saiyan Saga Goku isn't even possible. It's just not. But because he let Vegeta survive, because Vegeta had children and changed his ways, because he had children himself and didn't despise Saiyan heritage, and those children would go on to have children, now he's able to achieve the strongest power available to exclusively Saiyan heritage. Now, granted, these are movies, but there are some payoffs even to early Saga Goku, so the idea that Goku doesn't have any complexities to him or any development to him is just nasty. But let me know your thoughts. If this wasn't the video to convince you, I have my own video. If neither are there, Karthu's video, he pulled it up. If neither of those are there, you know what? You just don't like Goku, and that's fine. Or we disagree. Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and become a member. That's where all the uncut stuff is. That's where all the cool kids are hanging out. Follow up the Twitch as well. Take care and stay blessed. Bye-bye.